Hey y'all, Jeff here with Jeff's Garage Unfiltered, and welcome back. As you see, I'm actually not in my house, not in my basement. I am in a hotel room as I'm having to travel for work, but gives me an opportunity to do a couple of videos that I kind of have started this about I think I started it last year or maybe the year before, where I mentioned that I subscribed to the Drivers Club, the Hagerty Drivers Club, and it's the first quarter or the first issue of the year, they come out with the bull market, or the vehicles or the cars that they believe are worth collecting and have potential of gaining some momentum. Now, I will cover in another video the ones from last year that were predicted, but I'm going to go through the ones that they predicted. There's 11 of them, and I will pause because throughout the video to allow it to where I can insert the pictures and talk a little bit about it. And I may not pause, I'll just insert it. But number one on the list is a Porsche Carrera GT, and they don't do this they just don't do this justice when they talk about these, or they publish the bull market, because then if you want to go to find it, you have to dig back. I mean, it's not like, okay, the Porsche Carrera GT is the first one. No, the first one is another car. So, but they're predicting, and this is completely out of my league. This car is the condition one, which is what they call concourse condition. So this is one that you're going to find. It's in perfect condition. It's at a concourse show, and it could sell for upwards of $2 million. The one the condition that I'm going to be mainly speaking of is going to be probably condition 2, because that's what you're going to find at probably Barrett Jackson, or you might even find it at Mecum Auctions. But these cars, they are special. Porsche made only 1,270 examples of it. It's a V10 powered car, and it is right now it's highly sought after by collectors. Number 2 is, and by the way, on the Porsche, that was 2004 to 2007. Now, number 2 on the list is the 2006 to 2013 Corvette Z06. Now, this car I kind of like. Let me see if I can find it in here. Is it worth looking at? Yeah. This is, believe it or not, this is probably the first Corvette I've ever driven, because I just happened to be at work at a Chevrolet store at the time. But they're predicting condition number 2. Well, the concourse, a concourse I guess condition, $80,400, but collector, $55,900. So it's probably lost all of its depreciation, and now it's on the bounce back. Is it a good little car? Quite frankly, I think it is. It's not the version that I particularly like, but but that would be one I would say, in my opinion, would be watching out for. The next on the list, and I'm going to have to find it because who knows where it's at in this, It's a 95 to 98 Nissan Skyline GT. I don't know much about them, but for what it's worth, I guess those. If you want to start collecting, Japanese cars, and there are some Japanese cars that are worth collecting. That's going to be one that, well, that's kind of the, are you gonna make a lot of money at it? I don't know. And if I could ever find it in this magazine, of what they're talking about it's worth, I should have. I should have put turned down the pages so that I could find it a little easier. But they do. They skip around, and of course that's the way magazines do that. There it is. Wow. So Concourse Collector Edition, 111,900. The condition number 2, $82,350. The low end on this is $35,150 is what they're predicting. So, well, what's so special about it? I guess twin turbo was never sold in the United States. Oh, okay. But it does have it's gained a cult following among American enthusiasts via the Gran Turismo. So examples were snatched from Japan as soon as it was legal to import under the 25-year exemption. So there you go. That might be, I don't know where I get my hands on one, but apparently it's a sought-after car. The next on the list is an Alfa Romeo GTV 69 to 72. And I saw that in here just a little bit ago. Where did I see it? Yeah, there it is. Number one condition, 163,000. Number two condition, 105,000. So I remember this car back when I was in high school, and quite frankly, I think it's kind of cool looking car. But getting your hands on one is going to be, it's going to be kind of a challenge. The next, I can see this is 6870 Dodge Charger, and yes, sir, the condition number one Concourse, $121,350. Or $91,450, and I've seen these go through Barrett Jackson for well over $85,000 to $90,000, well over $90,000. So, yeah. If this was, if these are in really good condition, yeah, they're worth the money. Now, question is are they going to hold it? Everything changes, and as everybody knows, in this car world, it's all a matter of taste and who's buying and when, what drives the price up. If more people are buying it, and right now there's a lot of muscle cars that are going through auctions, they're bringing more money. Now, it'll change, and in fact, the next car is one that I can tell you is probably a candidate for that, and that's the Lincoln Continental Mark II, and that's the 56 to 57 years. And this is a luxury car, obviously, but it has a lot of things, a lot of features on it, and they're getting harder and harder to come by, with a concourse value of $132,000, and then the next value at $82,700. Again, not a muscle car, but there's some people out there that are probably driving that price up because some of them are being stored away and they're just now reappearing. The next in the square body era is still strong, and that would be the 81 to 93 Dodge Ram Charger. And yes, sirree, those are actually starting to because the K5 Blazers are so high demand, such high demand. The Ram Charger is right on its heels because, well, a lot of back in the day, they were just probably sent out to pasture, so to speak. And now people are saying, yep, we're gonna go with these because we can't get the Chevy version of it. So right now the Concourse edition's at 38.4, and then the next condition is 25.3. But mark my words, this one's going to rise. I think this one is going to be the sleeper. This is my opinion. I have a feeling that good representations of these, if you can find them, they're going to start bringing a little bit more. They're going to keep up with the K5 Blazers from Chevrolet. So that's one to watch. But right now, if you can get your hands on one for $25,000, you're probably going to make some money on it in the future. The next, and yes, I knew this one was going to be around the table, and that's the 1990 to 93 Chevrolet pickup, silver. Well, they were just back then. They were K10, the CK10s, but this one's the SS version, and they're showing in here the regular cab. But there's also an extended cab version that's even more rare. They're showing the Concourse condition at $88,600 with another very respectable condition at $59,800. So I would venture to say the desirable one is the short bed regular cab, and then the next would be the short bed extended cab, because they didn't make a lot of those in the SS. Next on the list, and this is no surprise to me because people have been starting to collect these for a while, and that's the Mazda MX-5 or Miata, and they're taking the model years of 99 to 2005, and right now they're kind of a sleeper. In excellent condition at 26.8, but then, you drop down to the very good representation at 16.6. I think, and they're making they're making a couple statements about it that, the bull market selection team rarely asks for do-overs, but in hindsight, we should have at some point included the 1990 to 97 Mazda Miata. And really, I think that's a little bit more desirable because that's when people started that's the model years that people started collecting them. This one is no surprise to me at all. The next on the list is a BMW M5. And if you follow Hoovie's Garage and you follow the Car Ninja, since he works on those, he's talked about the M5, and they're talking about the model years 2006 to 2010, and the reason is that they are a lot higher. Their build quality is better, and they just are a better performance car. Now, there is quite a spread from the Concourse edition, Concourse condition at $77,000 to $38,000 for, the next drop down. But is it one I would want? No. I have no desire for a BMW. Let me rephrase that. I have no desire for some of the BMWs. The only BMWs that I would like would be the 7 Series, the big sedans. But as you all know, if you follow my channel, I like the larger European cars. I like, my Mercedes 560 SEL, and I would go with, I'd like a Grosser, or, I like the bigger sedans. But this one here, with the V10 engine in it, a lot of people use that, Bentley used that same V10 engine in the, I believe in the Continental. So is this one that's up on the list? Yeah, I would get in one that's a decent condition and kind of put it back together a little bit more. And last on their list is the 95 to 98 Volkswagen Golf GTI VR6. And I remember when this car came out, I had just first started working I was in the RV business, and a lot of people bought these to tow behind an RV. Don't know why, but they were a fun little performance car. In the worst condition, they're predicting $4,700, but in the concourse condition at $30,100. So you can see we're trending, and what they're predicting, we're trending in the vehicles that are the late 90s now. And so I kind of look to see some more small Japanese imports, and again some other smaller European imports. So there's the Hagerty's Drivers Club Bull Market List. I can't predict the future, but I have predicted a few cars that surprisingly enough, they're trending upwards. So I'm hoping that a couple of mine start to trend upwards. Like my 350 SL, that's the first year of the R107, the 107 chassis. The more desirable one is the 560 SEL in the in the 80s. But I'm hoping that the first model year, they trend upward. Is mine a concourse condition? Oh heck no, it ain't even going to be close to being. But it's going to be in a respectable between the basically the fair and the good. So when I get it done, hopefully this next year. And then the 280 SEL 4.5. Now, while the 300 SEL with the big engine is more desirable, the 4.5 is slowly creeping up there because they're getting harder and harder to find. So I'm hoping those two cars make it. So, folks, there you have it. That's the Hagerty Bull Market. Hagerty's Drivers Club Bull Market List for 2026. In another video, I will recap last year's and what they have done. There's some things that have dropped a little bit in value. So keep watching. Thanks for watching. Hit subscribe if you hadn't. Put your comments down below. Share with your friends. This is just in addition to all of the the other types of videos that I've done. So more to come. Just to give you a highlight, I've still got issues with the GL350, and I will cover that in another video sitting right here, just to kind of give everybody an overview. Have a great day and be safe out there. And you see my backdrop? See what I got to deal with?